Okay, so today we are going to be working on 6-4. We are multiplying polynomials. So basically going to be thinking about how we use a distributive property and then how we FOIL. So remember, when we're adding and subtracting, we can combine only like terms. You want to be able to show all your work so that we can pinpoint any mistakes um, so you can get partial credits on these. So first, we're going to look at the distributive property. So for instance, as an example here, they took 2, they distribute it through the parentheses here. 2 times 4x, there's 8x. 2 times 10 there gives us 20, so you get 8x minus 20. So let's go ahead and just continue multiplying a monomial by a polynomial and using distributive property to do so. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to distribute this negative 2x squared through the parentheses here. When I do that, negative 2x squared times 3x squared gives me a minus 6x to the fourth. Remember, you add the powers of the variables there together. And then minus 2x squared times a minus 7x gives us a plus 14x. You got x to the second times x to the first gives us x to the third, adding those powers. And then a negative 2x squared plus 10 there. Multiplying those, you get minus 20, and then just write that down, x squared. So, and then notice the powers there of the x's are in decreasing order. So it starts with the x to the fourth, then x to the third, then x to the second. And that's the way you want your answers to look. So we distributed the negative 2x squared through that polynomial inside the parentheses there. The next one here, multiplying a monomial by a polynomial, again using that distributive property. So we've got 2 of them going on here. We got to distribute the 4 through the parentheses here. And over here, I want to distribute the negative d through, the minus d all the way through. So if I do that, 4 times 3d squared here gives me 12d squared. Plus 4 times 5 here is 20. And then I'm just going to write down the d. And then over here, distribute that minus d through. So minus d times d squared is a minus d to the third, because you're adding the powers, d the first times d the second. 1 plus 2, there's 3. And then negative d times a minus 7d there gives me a plus. Minus times a minus is a plus. And you get 7d squared. Again, adding those powers for the d's there together. And then a minus d times a positive 12 there is a minus 12d. And now that we've got everything distributed through, we can go ahead and combine our like terms. I'm going to look for the highest power of d here, and it's right here. It's negative d to the third, so I'm going to write it first. And then I've got 12d squareds here next. So 12d squared plus 7d squared there gives us 19d squared. Combining our like terms now through addition and subtraction here. And then we got 20d minus 12d gives us plus 8d. So again, my answer there, negative d to the third plus 19d squared plus 18d. It's in order by decreasing powers of d, d the third, d the second, d the first. So now I've got some I want you to try on your own. So go ahead, distribute that 8x squared y through the parentheses, and then try to distribute that 5n through the parentheses and that n through the parentheses, and then combine your like terms. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this for a minute here or so and have you try those out. All right, so let's go ahead and actually go through these now. So now you've had some practice. So I'm going to distribute this 8x squared y through the parentheses. When I do that, I get 40 x to the third y plus 16 x squared y to the third. Notice multiplying my numbers there on the outside and combining the variables there. If the variable powers there, you add the powers together. And then minus 8 times 3 here is 24. Gonna write it down, x squared y. And notice none of those have the same none of them have like terms. You got x to the third y, you got x squared y to the third, and you've got x squared y. So I can't combine any of those. Coming over here, I'm going to distribute the 5n through, and we're going to distribute the n through. So 5n times 2n to the third there gives us 10n to the fourth, plus 5n times n squared there is writing down the 5, n to the first times n to the second, add the powers, we get n to the third, plus 5 times 8 here is 40, writing just down the n. N times 4 here, can just write it down, plus 4n. And then n times a minus n is a minus n. N to the first times n to the first here, you add those powers and you get n squared. So now I'm going to combine my like terms and write it in the correct order here. So 10n to the fourth is highest power of n there. And there isn't another term to combine with that. Then we got 5n to the third next. And then a minus n squared. And then I still have to combine those two like terms. 40n plus 4n there gives us 44n. So there we have it all combined. All right, so now let's look at finding the area of some rectangles here. So we got one here and then got another one of these, the same type of problem here. So it says find the area of the blue portion of the figure here. So to be able to find the area of the blue portion of this rectangle here, we're going to have to find the area of the blue one, the whole big rectangle here, and then subtract off the area of that green portion there, and that will give us the area of the shaded in portion, but not with that green portion inside there. So to do that, we're going to have to take the area, we're going to take 5p times 3p plus 4, and we're going to subtract off the area of that other green smaller rectangle there. So I can take area of a triangle's length times width, so I can take 6 times 2p minus 1. So now using our nice distributive property, we can distribute the 5p through the parentheses. We can also distribute the minus 6 through the parentheses. So doing that, we get 15p squared. 5p there times 3p is 15p squared, plus 5p times 4 there is 20p. And then distribute the minus 6 through the parentheses. Minus 6 times 2p is minus 12p. And then a minus 6 times minus 1 there gives us a plus 6. And then we're going to simply combine our like terms. The only ones we have here are these ones here in the center here that we can combine. So we got 15p squared plus 8p, because 20p minus 12p is 8p, plus 6. And noticing they're in order by the highest power of p there first, and then it's descending as we go across, then 8p, and then just plain 6. All right, so you got another similar one like that, so let's look at one more of those. Find the area of the blue portion of the figure there. So again, we have to take the area of the outside there, so 4x times 3x plus 2, because that's how you find the area of a rectangle, and subtract off that inner portion there, and that will just give me the area of that blue portion. So we can go 4x times 3x plus 2 minus 2x times 3x. So distribute the 4x through the parentheses here. 4x times 3x here is 12x squared, plus 4x times 2 is 8x. Now over here, there's nothing to distribute through. You just take 2x times 3x. There's that second term over there. We can just take a minus 2x times 3x there, and that gives us just a minus 6x squared, because x the first times x the first, you add your powers, you get x the second. There's no distributing having to go on, because it's plain multiplication. So now we can just combine our like terms here. We've got our x squared terms here. 12x squared minus 6x squared gives us 6x squared. And then we still have that plus 8x there left. So that ends up being the area of the blue portion. So on your worksheet there, you can start to work on that, and You can work on numbers 1 through 19 there, 1 through 19.